Shalom Aleichem. Hello. Today we have a learning from the Rambam, the Mitzvos of the Rambam. And this is the number, I think it's Reish Samach Vov, that's 266, about not to think about other people's possessions. Here's the Rambam, Sefer HaMitzvos of Rambam. Not to think about other possessions, because this will get us to start making plans to try to get things that don't belong to us. Our friends' possessions, which is one of the Aseret Dibros, not to do it. It's one of the 10 Commandments not to do that. Let's take a look inside right now. Hilchos mitzvah. Hilchos Gezela Ba'aveda, the halachos, the dinim of Gezela, of stealing, Ba'aveda, and also of loss, of monetary loss. HaMitzvah Reish Samach Vav, this is the 266th mitzvah. Hazara Huzarnu Melitlos. One second, let me get my pen over here. Ha'azara shehuzharnu melitlos likshor machshavotenu bechimud rechush zulotenu. The mitzvah of that we are exhorted against, getting our minds caught up in the coveting or thinking after getting our friends' possessions. God forbid. We should not think about how good our friends' possessions are, and then, we would like to have that. And to have a taiva for it, to have a thought after it that this is something good that we should try to get, God forbid. Because this will come into our trying to make plans to try to get it, to get this item. Amar velosisaveh beis reyacha, and this comes into the love, the negative commandment against sheba b'inyan zeh, which comes in this inyan. Omar, it says, the Torah says, velosisaveh beis reyacha. You should not covet. You should not think after the house of your friend. You shouldn't think that it's such a good thing that he has it so good. I would like such a thing. You should not covet the house of your friend. Dvarim hey yudches. V'ein shnei halavin inyan echad. These two lavin are not one thing. Elo halav harishon, the first negative commandment is Bihu lo sachmod. You shouldn't think that it is. You shouldn't chemed. It's that it's such a good thing. You shouldn't think it's such a great thing. Sachmod. In other words, Reuven has such a great thing. I would like to have that thing that he has. Lo sachmod. Mazir melerechush kinyan zulatenu. This is a exhortation from making plans to get the possessions of our friends or people that are other people's items. In other words, this belongs to them. Hashem gave this to them. We should not be making plans to take this from them. al yedei tachbulos, through the various plans. V'halav hasheni mazhir, afilu al hata'avo v'yachimud b'levad. And the second lav, the second exhortation is, even on the actual thought process and the taiva, the thought that we want it, that this is something that we want to have, that itself is something that we shouldn't have. Lashona Mechilta, it says in the Mechilta, Pashas Yitro, Lo Sachmod Beis Reyacha. You should not Chemed. You should not think. You should not think after your friend's house. You should not say, "Oh, he's got such a good house. I would like that house." God forbid. You should not want that. But Lo Sachmod Beis Reyacha. You should not covet your neighbor's house. Olahalon hu omer. Lo Sisabe Beis Reyacha. And then afterwards it says, you shouldn't have a taiva for the house of your friend. Nachayev al hata'abos, even to make one, to make one, one is doing an aveira, even if you have the taiva, the thought process of, oh, I would like that house. I want that house. B'machashava b'leiv, in b'machshava, in one's thought process, in one's heart. In other words, one shouldn't start thinking about getting it, make plans to get it, or even to think, oh, this is such a good thing that I want it. B'machshava b'leiv. Minayin she'im hisabe adam sofo lachmod b'nekitas. How do we know that if somebody is thinking after, has thoughts in his heart after the person's house, sofa lachmod, afterwards he will think that he will try to, benekitas peulos, he will try to do different things to try to get it. In other words, to plans to get it. Talmud Lomer, it says, Lo sisaveh v'lo sachmod. You shouldn't covet it, v'lo sachmod, and you shouldn't also do things to get it. Meinayin shem chamad adam sofa ligzol. And how do we know that if somebody has eyes on the thing, that sofa ligzol, that he will in the end ligzol, to steal it, which is another, you shouldn't steal. That's another one of the Sefer HaMitzvos. Or it's also a love, because what it says in the Sefer HaMitzvos is not simply stealing any object. This is a kidnapping, God forbid. Chas v'sholom. But anyway, it's certainly a love, a lo saseh, not to steal. So minayin shim chamad adam sofa ligzol. How do we know that if somebody has chemda, that he thinks he wants that object that the person has, sofa ligzol, in the end he will go to steal it? Talmud Lomer, because it says, V'chamdu sodos v'gozolu. It says in Micha, Beis, it says there, V'chamdu sodos, they had thoughts about the other people's fields. In other words, they had covetous thoughts about the other people's fields. V'gozolu, and they went and they stole it. It says that in Micha, Beis, chapter Beis, Posuk Beis. Perush Dabar Zeh, the explanation of this thing is, She'im ro'o dober yofeh eitzel achiv, that if somebody sees something nice by his brother, im hishlit machshavto olav v'nisavelo, if he starts putting his thoughts on it, v'nisavelo, when he starts coveting it, he starts having a type for it, Hari over al amro yisaleh. He is already being over. He is being transgressing on what the Torah says. The yisaleh, what the Torah, the exalted, it should be exalted, says, because the Torah is from Hashem. Lo sisaveh. One should not. The Torah says lo sisaveh. One shouldn't have a taiva for the other people, beis reyacha, the house of your friend, or whatever your friend possesses. One should not have a taiva for it. A thought process that is good and I want that thing. God forbid. V'tischazek bo ahavas oso adavar ad sheyaset tachpulos lahasigo. And he will be. The thought process will be very strong in his that in his mind. The thought process will be that it's strong in his mind that this is a very good thing. He loves this thing that the friend has until he will start doing different things, different plans to get it away from the person, God forbid. V'lo yechtal milefaiso ulahachbid olav lemachro olahachalifo shehu yoter tov mimenu v'yoter yakor. V'lo yechtal milefaiso, and one wouldn't be able to lefaiso, to say that lefayes, to olahachbid olav lemachro olachlifo shehu yoter tov mimenu v'yoter yakor. Okay, that has to be looked into. 1 minute. Anyway, v'lo yechtal milafaiso, and he will not stop from milafaiso lahachbid olav, and he will try all kinds, make things, do things, make things hard on him. Lemachro, that he should sell it to him, or lahachlifo, or that he would like to try to trade for it. He's going to do all kinds of things to say, oh, what do you need it for? And lahachbid olav, he's going to make it hard for him, lemachro, to sell it to him, this thing that he covet. So lachlifo shehu yoter tov, he's going to try to trade with him, that what he has is a better thing. Well, please go and trade it for him. Remember, v'yoter yakar, and this thing that he has to give is even more expensive. He's going to try all kinds of plans to get it from his friend, from his chaver. He should not do that. Im Allah b'yodo davar zeh, if this kind of thing goes in his hands, through his hands, these plans, Hari over gam al lo sachmod. He's over on lo sachmod. One should not covet that which one's chaver, which one's